Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the wonderful viewers of Echo TV International. We are here at the School of the Visually Impaired, Govi, where every year they do their annual inter-house sporting activity. Many people, however, ask questions and they are doubt as to how comes people with disability, especially with their eyes, with their vision, can do football, can do basket, can do running, can do all other extracurricular activities at the school. That's why every year they do this sporting activity. And today, February 24th, they are doing it again at the Govi school here in Kanifing. We first started by speaking to Mr. Lamin Colley. He's the executive director, Govi. Yeah, thank you so much. We have Mr. Lamin Colley with us here. He's the executive director. Govi. We understand today is extracurricular activities for students of Govi. I don't know when was this initiated and why is this important for the students of Govi?
First of all, I would like to thank your media, Echo TV, for granting me the opportunity to express or to raise awareness about Govi. Today, as you said, is Inter-House Competition Day. This day, this is annually. This is initiated in 2017 to aim at. It is aimed at ensuring that visually impaired children have that environment to showcase their talent through sports, through drama, and other activities. So it is also aimed at building the self-esteem of our visually impaired children. Because if you look at some of them, they are highly stigmatized and in their communities. So with this, organizing such an event like this will enable them to have that environment to showcase their potentials.
So when they started this to now, are they liking it? Are they? And what is the reaction from them after these sportings? Because you have not done it for so you have not been doing it. When you initiated it for to now, what is the reaction from the student?
If you look at the environment now, if you look at the children how they are behaving, tells you everything on their feelings. You see that the children are so glad today. They are on high spirit. They love this event. They love to be, given that opportunity to showcase their talent and their skills. So it's like the children welcome this initiative.
You mentioned stigmatization, discrimination. Tell us some of the examples. Why do you say they feel so much stigmatized and discriminated? Is this really happening in our society?
Yes, this is really happening in our society. If you look at the setup of our society, you will see that parents who have children with disabilities, you will see that they tend to give more focus on their able children than the disabled children. So the opportunity is more given to the sighted or the sighted children than the visually impaired children. If you look at Govi, we struggle so hard to get these children to school. Parents feel they have the children because it's a cause or it is punishment from God that they have done something wrong. That's why God punished them by giving them, the disabled children. So that's why they tend to hide these children at home. So through our sensitization and our, consultations, we are able to, sensitize the parents to tell them that no, this is, they just have an impairment, but it has not affected their humanity. So bring them forward so that they have the opportunity to attend school, so that they become good parents in the future, and they'll be employed. They can take care of even the parent themselves. Yeah.
I don't want to take most of your time, but in what way is the Gambia government supporting Govi? Or will you like them to do more?
Actually, the government has done a lot for Govi now. If you look at the Ministry of Education, there's a special unit which government has created called the Special Needs Unit, which is addressing the needs, the educational needs of all disabled children across the country. And then there is also a Disability Act, which is now existing in this country. It has been signed July last year, 2021. So all those are signs that government is now committed to ensuring that persons with disabilities in this country will, their rights and their dignity will be protected. And if you look at the school for the blind here, all the teachers are government-paid teachers. They are civil servants like any other teacher in the school. So government is taking care of their salaries, and then the transportation also to bring the children to and from school is also taken care of, by government. But the learning materials we are using in the school, we provide them. We provide school uniforms. We provide feeding for the children, and then all other things that they need for their education. We make sure that we provide those needs to ensure that they have that environment where they will be able to learn effectively.
Thank you so much, colleague. Thank you very much. Baj Samba Jete is here with us, and of course he is the initiator of the annual Govi Interhouse Sports Competition. But many people will ask, how comes School of the Blind, those who cannot see, can do sporting activities? I was here, I saw them play football, I saw them run, and all those things. Many people are asking this question, how is this possible?
Well, Kebba, thank you so much for having me. And then, of course, it is a very big possibility. I think the only problem we have is the mindset. The mindset is always the problem, because long ago, like, people grew up with this mentality of saying, once you are definitely able, the only thing you need to do is to go to the street and beg. To extent whereby even in the village, sometimes you see very negative proverbs. Some proverbs that are very, very discouraging, like, you've turned a deaf ear to me. Okay, our team is handicapped today. Are you blind? So these are words that we are used to it. We've been used to it since we are young. So people need to attempt to believe that this is the right word, which we say no to, because I think you are a very good example of. So you've seen such, at least you've witnessed persons who are blind doing other kind of activities, and I think this is what we need for the society to know. I believe discrimination is something that needs to be at least minimized. Gone are days when a person with disability will have no other thing to do than to sit in the street and beg. Gone are days when a person with disability is just considered as someone who is just like an outcast of the society. But now I believe there is a big changes people are seeing, although there is still discrimination. But I will implore all the general public to at least try and then see possibilities in persons with disability. Like, we are always grounded with this mentality of saying he cannot do it. But I believe just test the person to see whether he or she can do it or not. I think that's the best thing. Don't just judge the book to the cover or by the cover, but always try to go into the contents of the book. I initiated this thing when everyone thought it was not going to be possible, because as we know in other schools, it was all about running and the other stuff. So they attempt to say that it's not going to be possible. So I can remember in 2017 when I initiated it, I contacted Kebba Camara. He said, wow, Bash, what are you talking about? I said, yes, of course, it's going to be possible. And it was very well possible. I thank God we are now in 2022 and it's still happening. So definitely there is big possibility in it.
And how does the kids, when you started it, how does it change their mindset? How does it impact in their lives? Because anything you do must have an impact. When you started this to now, how are the kids appreciating it?
It has impacted a lot in their lives, a lot. Because if you look at it, kids have brothers and sisters who've been participating in sports. They have always been sidelined, saying, oh, I think I cannot do it. That mentality itself can disturb their education. But nowadays, now that they feel that, okay, of course I can participate, it gives them the free mind of trying to at least also stand by themselves and say, yes, of course we also have sport, if their brothers are having sport. And also, if you look at it from the background, most of these kids at home are not treated well. They are very well discriminated. Some of them, they are just parked in a house where everybody will come and meet them, their breakfast, lunch, everything. They are even allowed to go out. That's why sometimes the irony, you go to other schools, when we say it's time to go home, all kids will jump, yes, I'm going home. But in Govia, we say we are going home, kids feel very sad. Why? Because, and they should feel happy. Because I'm going to meet my people. But instead they feel sad because they know that if they go back, they're going to be in the prison. Here they are able to associate with people, they are able to joke with people. This is why teachers in Govi, we are not just as teachers, but we are just as friends to them. We interact with them. Sometimes you see a student will come and tell me, Mr. Jerry, today I don't have breakfast, you have to build breakfast for me. But we want to build that mentality, that relationship with them, because they are at home, they don't have it. So we need to give that parental care in the school here. So with the inception of this sport activity, they are always very happy, they are always very active, and it also impact in their education. Because I can remember sometimes in the lessons you go to the syllabus, you find out, okay, the Gambia Scorpions are playing football. You say, well, what is football? Because they don't know. But now they have got an experience about it. They know, okay, yes, this is how it works. Yeah.
Okay. And any support from government or NGOs to Govi?
Honestly, support is the problem. I can recall during the COVID-19, when everyone was at home, there was what we call the e-learning, where lessons were controlled on the TV, on the radio, which our kids were not benefiting from. They are not benefiting from, because you can't expect a blind person to be looking at the TV and then learn. Yeah. So I see it incumbent upon myself to say, let me try something from my own pocket. I created WhatsApp groups for all classes. I contacted volunteers who are ready to help me. We conducted the classes. But there was no support. Later on, it was said on the media, just to make sure that at least, because I think it was on Tranga, when the journalist interviewed me and then said, contacted one of the officers and tell them, okay, Mr. Jete is doing it at Govi, why can't we help him on credit or the like? But instead, the man twisted the question and started saying, now, the GSM operators, we cannot, their tariff is too high. We are not talking about tariff, we're talking about help the man with some credit or some money to be able to fund this issue, because it was single-handedly funded by me. But support is always the problem. Here also, this in-house also is sometimes internal. We dip our hands in our own pockets, contribute, and then make sure that it even happens. There's nothing like external support and the like. Sometimes even write donation letters, and then some that are ready to help, they just donate individually. Yeah.
And tell us something about your fellowship. What motivated you that you are going to try with able people, even though you are a bit differently able?
Yes, Kebba, I am differently able, not just a bit, but differently able. I'm visually impaired for that matter. I have always been competing in that aspect. When I was from school, I was in training school, I was the only visually impaired in my whole class. Yes, and I used to take force. It doubts them. How can this be possible? When they were copying from the board, I wasn't copying from the board. I depended on other recording stuffs, and I would take force. It doubts them. From there, I went to Nusat, and then it will shock you to know that I did computer studies. I've been up to diploma level in computer. In a normal institute, GTMI, where everyone knows able, everyone knows seen, I passed through there. Today, I proudly stand to say I am the IT technician of the school here. Yeah. I did a fellowship because I see that it was challenging, because you see that thousands and thousands of Africans apply, all of Africa. In the Gambia, I think there are almost 400 something or 700 something. Yes, but we are only 12 we are taken. I was part of the 12. Because I believe in what I stand for. Advocacy is what I always do. Since I was at school, even at the college, I gather students, tell them about how you can help person with different able. It's a passion in me to advocate, and I've always been advocating. Today I stand to say that I'm an advocate because I've been advocating on the social media everywhere, and then I use that advocacy skills to apply for it. And thank God, I was definitely accepted. And then even during my fellowship, though it was virtual this year, we believe that maybe this year, not last year, sorry, we believe this year, maybe we will go to the US. But even through the virtual, there were some people that are inspired. I can recall currently a man in Benin is saying by all means for me to go to Benin and then help him there, because he said he was inspired by me. And then from there he is a teacher. He organized spelling bee, but visual impaired were not involved. So he wanted me to go to Benin, train him on how to help visual impaired. So I have done a very big impact. This entire house today, even if I'm not here, the initiative is always Mr. Samajete. So I've at least made a landmark.
Thank you so much, Sam.
Most welcome, Kebba.
Martina Colley is one of the students attending Govi. Martina, today is inter-house, today is sports, and many people are asking, how comes school of the visually impaired are also running, they are doing football, they are doing things. How is this possible?
Uncle Kebba, so how are you?
I'm good.
I hope everyone is fine.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay. Visually impaired, we also have an inter-house today. and we normally do roll ball, drama, quiz competition, and others. Yeah.
So roll ball, tell us something about roll ball.
Roll ball, like it's going. Yeah, it's a play like you will hold a ball like with your hand. We'll do a two pause. This two team. Yeah. So that two teams, one will stand here and another one will stand here. So we're going to hand a ball like your hand, and you throw each and other. Yeah.
And this is the game you guys enjoy most.
Yeah.
What about football?
The football also we can try it. Yeah.
So how does this change the life of the students? Because sometimes you realize that visually impaired, they are a bit sidelined, they are a bit discriminated. When the students come to Govi, we understand that they are happy. They don't even want to go back home. What is so special about Govi? What do you enjoy at school?
We enjoy at school because of education. When you are educated, you can help yourself. And if you come here, we have a different way to come. So that different way, if you come here, you will see your fellow students playing, running, singing, dancing, and any other thing.
So that's what you enjoy about Govi?
Yeah.
And your teachers also, they take good care of you?
Yeah.
You are grade what now?
Grade 10.
What do you use to learn? What do they use to teach you?
They used to teach us braille machine.
Braille machine.
Yeah, and this one, tape recorders.
And tape recorder.
Yeah, we have a tape recorders.
What do you want to be when you graduate?
Me, I want to be a journalist.
You want to be a journalist like?
Yeah.
Thank you, Matida.
Okay.
Yes. What a day. Thank you very much for speaking to us, Mr. Bach Sambajete, the initiator of the Inter-House Committee. Thank you very much, Mr. Lamin Koli, for speaking to us, the Executive Director. And of course, thank you, Matida Koli, the student we just interviewed. That was all we had for you this afternoon here at the School of the Visually Impaired, Govi, where our students are so excited to have their sporting activities today. As you can see, it was so touching when Bach Sambajete, the initiator, was telling us that students enjoy this school. They enjoy staying here because anytime they go home, sometimes they feel discriminated and they feel they are in prison. But here they play with their friends, they mingle with teachers, etc., etc. And today they are cooking for them, they are running around, and they are doing a lot of things today, a lot of activities today at the School of Govi. Next year again, inshallah, we will try and come and interview all the people, cover all their activities for Echo TV International. Thank you so much for being there.